the mother mammal helps the baby mammal. Snakes, no. Alligators, no. They just have the eggs and that's it. But mammals are hardwired for taking care of the young. They have benevolence in them. And certainly apes and our other forebears are hardwired to be nice. If there was a little baby crying out in the hall, we would have stopped this lecture and one of us would have gone out and saw what was happening, right? Oh, it's dangerous now. You do that and you get sued for all sorts of crap, but still, we would have done it. Because we don't like to hear babies crying. You know? We would have taken it in here, given them a little water, a cough drop, whatever, called the police or somebody, and we'd all be witnesses for each other so nobody would accuse anyone of abusing the baby. We would help the baby. We're hardwired for that. You see a guy, lying on the road, sick, you'll stop and help him. Many people will. A lot of people will. Or they'll at least feel guilty if they don't. So we're hardwired for explicit cooperation. But we're not hardwired for implicit cooperation. What's implicit cooperation? Implicit cooperation is markets. We're not hardwired to appreciate markets. Why? Because a million years ago there weren't any markets. There was no industries, capitalism, or anything in the caves or in the trees. Maybe there's a little trade, but not much of that. One of the greatest indications of this, one of the greatest proofs, was the following. I was in New Orleans during 2005 in the aftermath of Katrina. And as you can imagine, in the aftermath of Katrina, the price of all sorts of things went skyrocketing. Gasoline, orange juice, milk, water. I mean, you go to the supermarket now and buy a gallon of water, what is it, 79 cents? Something like that. Just water, tap water, or water from a spring. It's not very expensive. So some guy brought a whole truck full of gallons of water down in New Orleans and was selling them $50 a gallon, or something like that. And there were 100 people lined up to buy it. Why were they lined up to buy it? Because as economists we know that they valued that gallon of water more than the $50 that they were being charged. Otherwise they wouldn't be ready to buy it. And yet one of them, online, on his cell phone, called the cops and said this guy is guilty of
price gouging.
Price gouging, thanks. And then the cops came and everybody online applauded the cops. Can you imagine that? They say contradictions don't exist in nature. That's a contradiction. I've proven them wrong. That's a bloody contradiction. You're waiting in line, you want to get the water, and you're calling the cops and applauding the cops for stopping it? That's why I have no hair on my head. I mean, I had a full head of hair before that, and I had to pull it all out. These people are hardwired not to accept price gouging. They think that price gouging is illicit. Because we're not hardwired to appreciate that. That's why Ron Paul has such troubles. That's why the Libertarian Party gets 0.5% of the vote or 5% of the vote or whatever. Most people think that the price gouger is evil. Well, if the price gouger is evil, well then it's game over for markets. You can't have markets unless people are free to charge whatever they damn well please. I now want $1 million for this. Nobody's going to buy it, but the very fact that I offered it, for some people, they would think I was a snake, in effect. So that's why we're having so much trouble. That's why it's like the rock of Sisyphus. You roll the rock up and it keeps coming down and you keep rolling it up. Why do I keep trying to roll it up? Because it's fun. I enjoy tweaking pompous noses, commies, pinkos, weirdos, It's fun. And we're promoting liberty. And what could be more important than promoting liberty, even if the odds of succeeding are slim to none, if my theory is right about being hardwired. Now maybe, I don't know how long it takes for biology to kick in. And it's not in the thousands of years, it's more like in the hundreds of thousands of years or in the millions of years. Maybe in 1 million years we'll have free enterprise. But in the meantime, it's all of our duty to promote it as best we can. Mises has this great line that I'll end this seminar with. He says something like, no one can be on his own. If the society falls apart, we all fall with it, even if we know what's going on. So even out of self-interest, we have to promote liberty. And it's beautiful and it's lovely to promote liberty. And thanks for being such a great audience.